Hello and welcome to our reading session, Moonwalk, pages 302-303. These are the pages that we have discussed last week in the previous session, and of course you remember that in our story we have two boys, Jerry, the younger brother, and Vern, the older brother, and they live on the moon, and they went out for a moon walk while their father wasn't at home. And in this page we learned that Vern had an accident and he fell into, and his brother Jerry wanted to help him. Page, I'm going to read first. Come on, get up. Vern started to push himself to his feet. Ow, he cried, sinking back to the dusty ground again. What's the matter? My knee. It must be broken. Jerry shook his head inside his helmet. Maybe sprained or dislocated. I don't think you could break it in the suit. I can't stand on it. Okay, lean on me. I'll help you. Grunting, staggering, the two boys scrabbled their way across the bottom of the rail and back to the surface. Vern leaning on Jerry's shoulder. Even on the moon, he felt heavy. Oh my gosh, Vern said. The sun. Now what's happening in this is half of the page. What's happening? The older brother Vern is hurt. He hurt his knee, and he was so scared because the battery in his suit was broken or dislocated, and his suit doesn't work properly. Sprained means injured by a sudden or a severe twist. Some boys, while they play football, they get some injuries like twisted knee. Dislocated is the same meaning, to put out of place. It moved from its place. This is the other page. It's the same page as the other part. Oh my gosh, Vern said. The sun. Jerry saw that daylight had crept across the floor of the crater and was almost upon them. He knew that without electricity, Vern's cooling system and heat radiator wouldn't work. Once they were in sunlight, the temperature would soar to 250 degrees. I'm gonna boil inside my suit, Vern shouted. Keeping his helmet pressed against his brother's, Jerry said, Come on, let's get back to the shelter. Now what's the problem? While the suit doesn't have electricity because the batteries and the backpack was broken, his cooling system and his heating system inside the suit, the cooling system in the suit will not work. So when the sun rises, the temperature on the moon is going to soar, like rise up to 250 degrees, which is more than the degree of boiling water. So he's going to die. Maybe he's going to burn inside his suit. He needs his suit to work because the atmosphere on the moon is not suitable for people to live. That's why they need the suit to give them this air condition and cooling or heating. Okay, so but his brother, why is he keeping his helmet pressed to his brother's helmet? Because his brother's suit was broken and the radio is not working, so they cannot hear each other. That's why they are touching their helmets together so that they can hear each other. Yes, the heat radiator we have on the right. This is the ordinary electrical heat radiator that we use during the winter, the cold days in winter or nights. And on the other side you can see the space suit. And another example of how the spacesuit will have something like air circulation. Heat radiator means a device that produces heat. The crater is a hole in the ground that is usually caused by an explosion. Okay, now we move on to page 303. I can't walk. I'll help you. You can't. Come on, Jerry said stubbornly, insistingly. Let's get started. Jerry remembered that the moon turned very slowly on its axis. The moon moves very slowly, not like the earth. Once in about 28 days, not like the earth is once every 24 hours. So the day that meant that sunrise was pretty slow on the moon, about the pace of a person strolling briskly. Maybe they could make it. Maybe, Jerry thought, if we can get back before the sunrise catches us. They started toward the shelter, Vern leaning on Jerry's shoulder. Behind blazing sunlight crept toward them across the crater floor. Now, what is happening? What is this axis, the rotating on the axis? Why do we have 24 hours a day? Because the earth moves and rotates around its axis, around itself, every 24 hours. One whole rotation. But what about the moon? The moon takes 28 days, Earth's days, to turn around its axis, which means that the day on the moon is very slow and the sunrise is very slow. So Jerry remembered this, and then he said, it's okay, we're gonna make it. Come on, let's move on. Okay, and then they headed to the shelter. Strolling means walking or moving in a slow way, like this little kid is strolling with his dad on the beach. And briskly means in an active, quick, or energetic way, like in a hurry. And leaning, slanting, or bending on something. I think this is the last word, blazing, burning very brightly. Please write the words in your book and practice reading till we meet in our virtual class.